Wow, that's really distorted. Hey guys, you're happy Thursday, happy Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. It's Wednesday. Um, we'll be going on later today. I just wanted to get a little test, one more little Verizon test here. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna try to follow the shade. I actually do want to go up to where we were yesterday to try it out. Yeah. Hey, Will. Welcome. So, I went through every app I used to stream and made sure everything was set exactly the same as my last phone. And we tried it, and we tried it. Failure, failure. So I was going to return the phone and cancel the service yesterday, but I found this thing online and read it because I'm OCD and I kept looking. And then I used ChatGPT to look it up. There's a switch that you have to turn on so you can get 4K streaming, which even though I have unlimited data, they don't turn it on unless you ask for it or you turn it on yourself. So this morning, as I was getting ready for my late afternoon stream and thinking about editing my members video, I will absolutely get that to you. I figured I would try this. So let's just talk. This might not be the most groundbreaking walk we've ever done because we'll probably be walking really similar to the way yesterday, but it is a scorcher today, 86 or 87 degrees out here. Hey, Carriopolis, I don't know if I said hi or if I just thought it. I often think I've said things that I've never said, so hi. So I'm keeping an eye on my kbps speed. I might just shout out a timestamp so I can go back and look at something later. So forgive me that. Everybody having a great week. It is hump day. Joe and I are gonna go out to eat, live stream later. I mean, not out to eat to a 5-star restaurant, but probably go find a street truck on Hollywood Boulevard. So, Will, we fixed the jittering. Maybe almost fixed the jittering. What we didn't fix was usually when I run into like a weird pocket with T-Mobile, it just degrades the quality of the video a little bit, but it doesn't skip. With this one, or with this phone and this service, it was like just jumping ahead a minute, and it's really kind of weird. So that was a switch in Prism. I just had to switch it to adaptive so it would adapt to the stream. Hey, Ms. Evil Glenn. We're out in the baking hot sun of Hollywood testing our Verizon wireless stream. I should have given us a task, something to look for today. Aside from Fluffy, which is always on the list. It's Will, it's not like a universal experience to chat about, though. I feel like sometimes it just sounds like complaining or a little groveling energy. So this is Bronson Ave. We walked up Bronson Ave yesterday. We're gonna walk up Bronson Ave a little bit today. It's nice and shady. TG. We'll get to see the Tony Curtis wall mural. We'll get a little to the closer to the Hollywood sign. And really test this out. I wish it was just like 10 degrees colder. Oh yeah. I get really mean when I'm creating, when I'm editing actually. Ask Joe. It's such a, sorry, I'm gonna cover my mic for a second. Like in the grand scheme of life, a poorly edited video means nothing. Or like constantly screwing up over and over again on that edited video doesn't really mean anything. Let's hope we can get to Tony Curtis. He's on the shady side of the street. Hey LA unknown, happy Wednesday. Got a walk sign. I'm not really sure why Tony Curtis is there. Looks like I'm in that particular spot. I don't know if it commemorates a Tony Curtisism. I put the microphone in my paw. I covered it with my hand. Hey Joey B, happy Wednesday afternoon. We are just testing out our Verizon wireless network. I think we've gotten it to maybe, I just want it to perform as well as T-Mobile, maybe a little bit better. If it doesn't, we'll stick with the T-Mobile. #101 freeway, we're behind the Scientology Celebrity Center. Second day in a row. We're walking up Bronson. My ideal, although it would be too hot today, would be able to like take this up Bronson Canyon for a really fun hike. So I'm gonna go on for about maybe an hour and then go home and charge up for tonight. Venice, I am so, well, I guess in Earth terms, I'm 12 miles from Venice, but in driving terms, it's an hour and some minutes, depending on the time of day. I really want to kind of cross the street this way. It's so much shadier over there. Can I do it without dying? That's the question. I can now. I mean, unaliving. Me too, but this particular area we're in is actually has been trickier than Venice in the past. So when we walked up, we didn't walk up Bronson, we walked up Beechwood. Just hit my first network congestion, which is way sooner than I ever do. Oof. You know when you walk by somebody's fan that's blowing out and you just smell their apartment, which probably doesn't smell bad, but because it's somebody else's apartment smell, it's kind of gross coming out of a fan. Phone is unfaithful. It's really weird. So it just dropped in front of Scientology. Maybe I was just blocked. That I wouldn't doubt. Let's see, we'll be at the end of their building right over here. I sometimes don't like the smell of Bounce fabric softeners or those fabric softener sheets. My biggest pet peeve today so far has been oblivious there yesterday, so maybe they have their eye on me. They do not love. I just switched to LTE. I believe it. I have to say the streamers ruined their shell game on Hollywood Boulevard. Deservedly so. So one thing I do, which I'm just trying to be really fair to Verizon here. One thing I do is when it buffers, I go in and I switch from the 5G to 5G auto or LTE network, which I just did with this. And I just did with this, and we're back up. Cool guy in a blue car. So I'm trying to make it to Hollywood and Highland. We go to Hollywood and Highland once a week or more. This week, more, obviously. Testing this out. If I lose my signal in Highland, then Bob Verizon, hey Chris. All right, just dip down to 100. Give me 1 second. Every time it stops, I'm just flipping a network. There was this guy on PBS that did a show called Things That Aren't There Anymore. And he would walk around Los Angeles, not quite like this, live streaming, but he would go to these different places that used to be there. And he had such a love for Los Angeles. That wasn't his only show. Huell Hauser. He had such a love for Los Angeles. And a genuine curiosity. I will, Chris. And really nothing exists like that. There's not a lot of stuff that exists like that about Los Angeles today. There are a couple streamers that you know, do some really good stuff, but there's a lot of negative shit about Los Angeles. And to be honest with you, a big city, a lot of great stuff here. I just kind of wanted to add my vision of Los Angeles and my voice to the narrative. I'm not sure what this is, but a Stephen King looking thing. I thought that cat was real. Hey, mountain bike, how's it going? Happy Wednesday afternoon. I'm not, this isn't my regular stream. I really was just giving Verizon I found a couple more buttons to push, and I just wanted to give Verizon a last chance before I hung up the towel. Hung up the towel. Oh, I don't like how that sounds, but. So this is kind of a dull walk. The preacher's house. The staff. This church is really cool. I wish we could go inside of it. You know, I've been using T-Mobile pretty well. I almost want to say flawlessly, because the past couple days with Verizon, it really seems flawless, but Verizon's doing all right now. It's also buffering. I don't really want to see somebody get rolled off in a stretcher over there. Uh, so T-Mobile would buffer also, but when T-Mobile buffered, I would go in and switch networks. I haven't done that with Verizon, so I just did it right now, and we're at 5,500 on the LTE network. I love Frogtown, actually. So my issue with Frogtown though is there's no train stop over there. So I would have to drive or have a Waymo let me off. Yeah, both there is an app, Will. I basically what I do what I do is I just type speed test into Google and it runs a test. But also I use Speedify for mobile bonding. I'm not bonded right now, so I'm solely on Verizon. I mostly run solely on T-Mobile, except for sometimes I'm with Josh. I'm sorry, who's Josh? Sometimes I'm with Joe, and who I also call Josh apparently, and we'll use AT&T as a backup. This is such a cute little street. We were just like one block over from the Pantages, almost behind the Dunkin' Donuts that we were at yesterday. Although, of course, another leaf blower. What happened to rakes, man? All across the street. Cute little craftsmen that have somehow outlasted the buildings in front of them, which are all modern. This is almost like Sturbridge Village, or Strawberry Bank, or Plymouth Plantation. These are all places in New England that are like old timey towns. cute little houses. This was maybe not the most desirable area at one time. We're just under Yucca corridor. It was pretty crimey in the 90s. But it's, it's pretty all right now. I mean, look at it. Part of the backstory of how they cleaned it up is they took one street and they made it you unable to pass through it. So you either had to take a left if you were coming to it from the west, or a right, or whatever if you're coming to it from the east. And doing that with a couple of the streets just made it so that you couldn't cruise that area round and round without going back to one of the major streets. And now, we tore down most of the turn of the century apartment buildings and replaced them with this totally affordable living right here, like the Argyle. You know it's affordable with a name like the Argyle. I'm waiting for the condos in Capitol Records. Then I'm moving in. I think I'm skipping my Dunkin' Donuts today, and maybe forever. The cup of, every time we go somewhere I like it. That donut was meh. And the iced coffee was like milk with coffee in it. Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, you guys, if it's your first time here, this is just a test live stream. We're walking around our Hollywood neighborhood. Please feel free to give an old like and subscribe and chatteroo. We'll be on live streaming our regular stuff later today. We're gonna grab something to eat, as we do on Wednesdays. So we can totally go and walk up by it. Like, it's kind of an amazing little building. Let's walk up by it. We've done it before. So I'm going to misspeak about them a little bit but there are all these studios in there, and then, like, for lack of a better term, these like special catacomb studios. We won't be able to see them, but the building is pretty cool. You can imagine what having this operate probably meant to the neighborhood in terms of local business. I really want to cross here, and I'm gonna do it. Like, most of the apartment buildings up here looked like those little brick buildings right there. Kind of cute, like another era. I feel like I looked at an apartment up here in a building that is not there anymore. But it might be also the building that's still there on the left. It was a long time ago. That's right. Right there, across from the Capitol Records building, your building is gone. Also, this wasn't the dangerous side of Yucca, I don't think. It was more closer to Highland. There's the stairs still go up to your apartment, by the way. There's still a little staircase on the side. All right. Capitol Records building, right up there. They kind of block it off. I kept saying on the stream the other day, the Hollywood sign, I meant the Capitol Records building. At one time, that little like needle, record needle on the top. Let me see if I can get closer. Sometimes I can't. It doesn't do it anymore, but the needle on the top. Let me see. That used to flash Morse code that spelled out Hollywood. Like I've known that if I saw it flash. It was a great secret, I guess. All right, so that building is surrounded by I'll be the, can you, God bless you, can you stream me now? You're welcome. So this is the complex. Oh, it's getting all boarded up. That surrounded it. This is the building that, who built? Can you tell me who they say built this building? What musical artist? And I don't know actually if this building is actually part of Mary. Hey. Happy Wednesday. This is just a pop-up live stream. I've been missing you though. I do want to thank you so much for the Venmo. I think I have some fireworks somewhere. There they are. Rose petals and fireworks. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Can you stream me now? All right. So Nat King Cole is the answer to that question. Can you stream me now? I think I'm gonna make mugs that say, am I in 1080p? Can you let me know if I'm in 1080p? Who do you think they're trying to take a picture of? I always love wondering. I'm gonna try to remember which star. And I'm never judging. Okay, it was no one I ever heard of. Madge Evans? Oh, shoot. It's kind of unfortunate, but there's this really awesome mural over here, which is totally covered by the trailers. It's pretty fantastic. It should be 1080p. Unless you have Verizon and you haven't turned on your data button like I did. Awesome, awesome. So here is the alien Earth thing. After I went home, I can only just fool around with the phone so much before I start to feel like I've just been like Rip Van Winkle 20 years into the future, or however long Rip slept, 20 years. So I've looked up the codes for the alien Earth. This might not actually be interactive. It just might be, what do the kids call it? Like a fake RPG. or ARPG. It could just be for show. I stream on my television, but I also, oh golly gee willikers, this poor guy. But like if I chat, I go to my phone and I grab it. It's it's funny for some reason. I never got into the iPad. I've had two. I like them for things. I feel like it's partially due to the fact that I had a BlackBerry really late in the game. Oh, I can cross to the shady side. Got 14 seconds. And I got an iPhone right around the time, my first iPhone, right around the time that I got an iPad. And so I think it just, I don't know. I never got into the iPad. I'm not a true phone clinger though. I know. I'm not knocking the iPad at all. We take it on vacation. I really owe myself a book to read. And when I do that, if I don't get an actual book, I'll do it on the iPad. I do like reading on the iPad. You can lie on your side. You have to hold that book up. Your arm doesn't fall asleep. I try to use my laptop only for editing member videos or checking email. I don't have the email for this on my phone. I don't have email on my phone actually set up currently, either of my phones. And I just do that to cut down on stress. Actually, maybe more so when I worked a real live job. But the Kindle was my first love. I just love the fact that it kind of looked like paper. The Kindle Paperwhite one. I think that's what it was called. Right? I feel like when I had email on my phone, I would just write back and I would look later and I would see like tons of grammatical errors. It always felt like something like texting, like I gave it the same amount of attention that it would give texting. So I just email on my computer. It's better. It's better to keep things separated in a way. I know I can always check my email on my phone though, by going to the Google Internet website. What I've realized is if I do not look at the screen when I text, I'm going to roll this back a little bit. I can actually text with 98% accuracy if I don't look. Once I watch myself text, I hit the next letter over, the next symbol over. I really mess up. Try texting without looking. You'll be surprised how few mistakes you make. Ooh, it smells like basil. So there we are, there's the thumbnail. Living up to our expectations. Try texting today without looking. Also, speech to text never works for me either, unless I talk with a really strong Southern accent, which I don't have. Try that. Or Irish accent. The thicker your accent, the better it understands you. And the less I look, the more I can text. Right? It's literally muscle memory. Hey! Good morning from South London. I'm not really a huge fan of texting either, but I communicate with Joseph a lot via text and my sister a lot via text. And also sometimes people I don't necessarily want to talk to too much. Exactly. Or I'm serious, if you talk with an Irish accent, Siri always understands me. Or Scottish accent, Siri always understands you. Because they're actually trained to understand more complex speaking than the way an everyday American speaks English. What's the weather in South London? We are 86 degrees in Hollywood, testing out the Verizon wireless network. Couple flukes in the beginning, but our big test is up front, up ahead, I mean. When we get to Hollywood and Highland, we are going to go in the mall, where we always stream wonderfully, and see what happens. Thank you guys for being here. This is definitely not the most exciting stream that we've gone on. It's our usual joint, but we're testing out our network, our brand new Verizon network, before we ship it back. Can somebody, you know what I feel a little bad about? We never talked about Lonnie Anderson. You know, Lonnie Anderson left us a couple months ago, or a month ago, and I kind of meant to come down and see if she was getting any star love. I cannot remember where her star is. But she was kind of a slight mold breaker in the blondes genre. Not only was she, I don't know if you can say this anymore, like, quote unquote, I hate when people say that, but not only was she sexy, but she was smart and a little bit tough. I guess you had to be to work with all those disc jockeys at WKRP in Cincinnati, right? R.I.P. There is Pee Wee Herman's star, which also, I can't remember who mentioned that the other day, that only Pee Wee Herman has a star, but they also have a Pee Wee Herman doll in the window. Weren't they all? But out of that, like, archetype, if it's not really an archetype, just out of that character type of the sexy blonde, she wasn't stupid. She was kind of stood up for herself. And also, I feel like I just remember this sort of interaction between her and Eva Gabor, Les Nessman, where he was constantly asking her out, but she would never go out with him. And then she ended up going out with him to, like, shut some kind of bully up. Mismentioning it, but 6650 Hollywood Boulevard. Thank you so much. 6650. We're on the right side of the street, 6620. We're going in the wrong direction. All right, 6650. Thank you for that, Mary. Rip Taylor. Alice Terry. They don't make finding the address on these buildings easily, though. 6630. Roddy McDowell. Norma Shearer. Dale Evans. Bill Handel. Jane Lynch. John Waters. Gene Autry. Oh, maybe she's right next to RuPaul. Red Skelton. Norm Crosby. Jack Benny. Andy Cohen. RuPaul. The Go-Go's. Errol Flynn. Wait, we just walked in front of 6650. I love those theme songs, though. That's 6652. Just remind me next time we're walking down the street, we maybe should just get. I like how they have to chain up the 7-Eleven sign so no one steals it. Huh, obviously. No one sends out a copyright like Nile Rodgers and Chic. Oof. Exactly. I think Douglas was the lesser actor, though. I mean, sorry, Errol Flynn was not as good of an actor. I'm sorry if you were inclined to believe otherwise. Driving is crazy. I am sorry you had that accident, but I have like it's like Russian roulette. Especially when he got older. And I'm not knocking people for getting older. Hi there. Um, but when he got older, like I feel like he kind of still looked like he was trying to hold on to that look. Ooh. This is some dedication. It is almost 90 degrees out here, and this guy is carrying that sign. Yesterday, and obviously, I'm not trying to relate to that because I didn't get hit, but yesterday when I was walking to the bus stop to stream, I ran to catch the bus. I had a I had a walk sign, but somebody came around the corner and I actually hit their car with my hand because to stop it from hitting me and somehow just bent out of the way. It was very Matrix like. Every once in a while, I'll have something like that happen, not with a car, but like if that had hit me, and all it would have taken for them is to actually stop before they turned left. Instead of coming to what we affectionately call a Hollywood stop. My favorite thing was when these people were out protesting the gay pride parade. Same people I recognize. No, thank you. That's not judging, not. I'm almost tempted to go in Foot Locker just for the air-conditioned escalator. No, I'm fine. Like, honestly. It was just the worst part for me and the part that made me mad is the guy just drove around me and kept on going. I've been in 3 car accidents. I guess one of them was me hitting a trash can, so I don't know if that's a car accident. But one time I was on Melrose in West Hollywood and I was just at a stoplight and all of a sudden slam from behind. This girl's brand new Ford Mustang rear-ended me. And the person that rear-ended her, a G-Wagon. I had zero, like, it didn't do anything to me, but her brand new Ford Mustang was totaled. And apparently the woman didn't have insurance in the G-Wagon, and then claimed that it was our fault. People stopped at the stoplight. I don't really know what happened. Again, my car had no damage. It was a Jeep, so I was kind of above where she hit me. It just sort of pushed my weird metal bumper thing in. Bumper loop. With other people is I'm never in a rush, so I don't need to not let somebody cut me off, and it shouldn't make me mad enough to do anything about it or to drive a little faster to keep them from the lane. I drive like a grandpa, and I'm fine with that. I'm not in a rush. Cell phones, I'm sorry, I just pick up the end of everything when I can see the conversation. What puzzles me the most, don't take any offense, Tesla drivers, is you have two giant screens in front of you, but you still are looking at your cell phone while you're driving. Very unnerving. Almost anybody's car will read you your text messages now, unless you have a classic, and good for you. I don't know that we're gonna... Let's look at the Hollywood sign. These people are living their Hollywood dream. If we can even get a spot. I don't think we can get a spot. We see this all the time. Okay, so here we are in Hollywood and Highland. Right? I have two computer screens in front of me when I'm driving, plus my dashboard. I could see a text. Actually, I don't have that turned on. I don't text that much, but I could call someone or text someone by talking out loud in a southern accent. It is illegal. I love rolling down my window at a red light when I see someone have their cell phone sometimes. This should clear up now. So what I'm experiencing is kind of the same stuff that happens with T-Mobile, but no. I swear under my breath. And I have tinted windows in case I can't control my middle finger. Road ragers really do get dangerous. Like women, men, it doesn't matter. That's why I kind of gave up on participating. I can only control what? How I behave. Wow, I'm gonna go up one more. Up. I don't even know. I don't want to get near the edge because, you know, it just makes me sick to my stomach. But let's go see the Hollywood sign from a new vantage point. The thing is, your life is too precious to get mad at somebody who's late to work or late to their boyfriend or late to their girlfriend or just maybe crazy, you know? So the best thing is to just leave early and let it go. I don't think I'm gonna like walking on this with these people flanking the edges. I really hate it, yeah. Hollywood sign. I'm not going over there, sorry. Ooh. All right, I'm going down now. This is the deck that has the Lowe's pool at it. The Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood. Fancy stuff. Oh. Was getting into that lane to turn left, but behind me, and he blamed me for already being there, even though I peeled the bumper off and totally destroyed his car. Hey, California Dreaming. Happy Wednesday. We're just retaking our. That's your first time here. Feel free to give a like and subscribe. It's just a bonus stream. We'll be going out later this evening. What? Keychains only 99 cents. I don't really understand. Can you still walk through there, or it's only for the VIP experience? Oh my gosh. Sorry. I forgot we could even. Usually can find Mary Pickford. This cement is so hot. I am going to ditch this and exit through the gift shop.
Whenever you guys get a chance, every item is on sale.
What? Darth Vader's so hot. I mean, temperature-wise. She's definitely a pretty amazing person, Cher is. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this test walk this afternoon in Hollywood. I'm gonna sign off so I can go home and charge back up again. Oh wow, they are playing Blade Runner. So I can charge back up again and go out tonight for our Eaton in LA. So I'm gonna go now. I do want to thank everybody for joining. If it's your first time, please give a like and subscribe. Members, I owe you a members video. I'm still working on it. I've just been testing this OCD style, so just hang tight for that. Should be out tonight or tomorrow. I will be live streaming later today. We just wanted to test Verizon before we said bye, Verizon. But thank you, members. Thank you, watchers, subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for the chat. Thank you for the company. We'll see you on the stream later. Have a really great rest of your afternoon. I need to go jump in a pool somewhere. Thank you, Mary. We'll talk to you later. Again, thank you so much for Venmo. Have a great afternoon, you guys. See you soon.